Hello friends, today in Linux learning series day 9 we are going to discuss about very important or what you can call it as critical configuration files of your Red Hat Linux server. So please do visit my website sureshwarao.com and also please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. This is my channel sureshwarao.com, and you can request for any video. I will create the video and I will send it to you. Okay, live. So let's go back to our Red Hat Linux. So here now what I will do is, now what we are going to do is, there are three very important configuration files which I wanted to give one brief introduction about now today. So the first one is, let's open this with gedit. So the very first file is what you got as /boot /grub. Under grub C you could see one file called grub.conf. Okay, so what is this grub.conf? Grub is nothing but Grand Unified Bootloader. See, it is Grand Unified Bootloader, and this file has been generated by Anaconda. Anaconda is nothing but it's an internal. So there is one big story about Anaconda. So now in this video I do not want to tell you all this story. So just it's nothing but the script has been generated by Anaconda is nothing but just you can think that file has been created by your kernel or maybe from your Linux machine itself. And please do not do any changes on this file, because this file is, see, it resides under /boot. As you know, this file resides under /boot. So you know what is /boot, right? /boot is a directory where it contains bootable information files. Okay, so this file is very essential for your Linux to boot. See, it is a kind of script. So here just I am going to give you one brief introduction about this file as well as inittab and fstab. Okay, so we are not going to do anything with this file currently. So it is nothing but it just tells your Linux kernel how your Linux has to be boot. Like as soon as you switch on your machine, probably it will take some 1 or 2 minutes for your operating system to load, isn't it? So that process is what you call it as boot process. So what happens is, as soon as you switch on your machine, there is something called BIOS or BIOS will run. BIOS is nothing but basic input output statement. So this is nothing but, BIOS is nothing but it has all the manufacturer information about your motherboard or processor or memory, screen, keyboard, mouse, everything. So just it's a kind of routine check. It will just does one check of your all the hardware devices on your machine, and if it finds that all the hardware devices are working fine, then it will allow you to work. Then BIOS will load something called as MBR. MBR is nothing but master boot record. So let me explain you here on one sheet here. Okay, so what happens is, first your BIOS will run, then that BIOS basic input output statement, basic input and output statement. Okay, so this is a software which is present there on your BIOS cell or a kind of chip, and this information has been given by your manufacturer. So what happens is, okay, now my internet is disconnected, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is nothing but this has the manufacturer details. Okay, fine. Next, this BIOS will run another program that is called as, it's not program, it will go and check something in the MBR. MBR is nothing but master boot record. So what do you mean by that master boot record? What do you mean by master boot record? It is nothing but, I can say, the 0th or the very first track of your hard disk where some very important files will reside. Okay, so next it will load your OS. How it will load OS? The MBR, it will load something called as your bootloader or bootloader. What is loader? Loader is nothing but something which loads. What is boot? it loads how the information how your Linux machine has to boot. So in case of our Red Hat Linux, currently in my machine, so the bootloader is grub, grand unified bootloader. So it is very simple. Basically this file grub.conf is nothing but this file will tell each time when you restart your machine how your server has to run, like whether it has to run like where is the operating system, where is the Linux files which are available, how many hard drives are there, and which partition of the hard drive the OS has been installed. Like this you have you can get all these kinds of details. Okay, now this is the grub file. So basically see, you have something called as hd 0,0 and you have something called as /grub /xm something gz, right? So this is nothing but this is physical location of your hard disk, and /grub is the partition where you have an image file called as splash.xpm.gz. This file has all the details about your Linux machine, and this is the title what you get when you run your Linux. Like in case of your Windows, as soon as you run your Windows, you will get Windows 7 or something like that, right? So this is the title, and this is the information about your Linux kernel, and all other details. Basically this is how it works. And see what type of keyboard you are using. I am using PC US English keyboard, and all these kinds of information. So we have something called as initram. So this information is about initram, and this is major version release of your kernel, and this is minor version release of your kernel, and you have a lot of things. Basically this is an image file. From this image usually your initram process will work. So what is initram, what is boot process, all these kinds of stuff. Maybe if time permits us, I will record another video and I will upload to you. Okay, so in this video just I am going to give you one very small introduction about this file, what is this file and what is the use of this file. Okay, so please do not try to attempt to do any changes with this file, even a small dot or full stop or comma or anything. Even if I delete one small letter out of this also, it may create it may result in not boot up the your Linux machine when you boot for next time. So please do not attempt to do any changes with that file. Okay, so next we are going to discuss another very important file, that is what you call as /init/fstab. Fs means to say file system, tab is nothing but table. So fstab or /etc/fstab is what you call it as the mount file, or it's nothing but it has the information about all the mounted devices on your machine. Like see, there will be 1 2 3 5 4 so totally there will be 6 columns. 1 PROC is column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, 4, 0 is one column, and this 0 is one column. Okay, so totally there are 6 columns. Now we are not going to, I am not going to explain about this file in very detailed manner, but just I am giving you a small description about this file. This file is nothing but this will give you one information how and what are all the mount points or devices which are mounted to your machine. Like say for example, the very first column and the second column will tell you about the device and default mount point. So this is the device, this is the device. So root partition / is mounted to your partition, right? So this is the device, and this is the default mount partition. That means to say / is mounted to your computer. Then the third column, this one represents what type of file system it is. See, there is one ext4 / mounted onto your machine, and there is one swap partition which is available there. And the fourth column, what you can see here, is nothing but mount options, like how it is mounted. So we have something called as default, and also you have something called as read only or read write. So just for your easy understanding, I can make it as read write. So it is nothing but it is mounted like read write. You can read from this partition and you can write onto this partition. and also you can mention something called as auto. So there is something called as auto and no auto, and user and no user. So in this video, currently I am not going to explain you all these things in detailed manner, because it is currently it's not required at this level for us. So just I am going to give you one small introduction about you, what is auto and what is the read write. So this is nothing but options, different options which you can mount this partition with. See, this option is default, this is default, whereas this is option is different, this option is different, this option is different. Okay, this is how it is mounted, and you need not to worry about the fifth and sixth column. Fifth column is what you got as dump. Dump is nothing but a kind of backup utility, and the last column which is 0, right? So this is what you got as fsck, file system checker. Okay, it's a kind of file system checking utility. So basically you need not to worry about this one. Next we have another very important file called as /etc/inittab. So what is this file? Inittab is nothing but which tells you about run level. What is run level? Like whenever I hit run level, whenever I type this command here, okay, so run level, just when I hit enter, see it is showing n5. So currently that means to say n means previously there was no changes. That means to say currently I am using run level 5. Currently I logged in with run level 5. Last time also I logged in with run level 5 only. So there was no difference between the last login run level and the current login run level. Now what is run level? So currently here I logged in as with run level 5. So what is run level 5? What do you mean by run level 5? What do you mean by run level 3? What do you mean by run level 2 or something like that? Okay, so now let's open this file. See, run level is nothing but it's a kind of information like how your machine has to boot. See, in this kind of, in Linux, any file which starts with hash is nothing but comment. Basically this is not going to execute by your Linux kernel, just it will ignore this line. This is just for our information, where easily we will come to know what is this file is about, who is the author, what is the why this file has been designed, all these kinds of things. See here, basically all the lines are starting with hash except the very last line, right? So here you can ask me one question. See, there are lot of lines which starts with hash. If I delete all of these lines, does it make any difference to my machine? No, nothing will happen. Any line in any Linux, anything which starts with the hash, if you delete that line, you do whatever you want with that line, nothing happens. Okay, no changes will happen. Okay, so whereas if I do any changes with this file, what happens is, if I do any changes here, then yes, it may corrupt your server. Okay, basically see, now I deleted all the lines which are started with hash, nothing happened, don't worry. Okay, see, now it is showing something called as 5. Let's see what is that 5 is. Okay, so let me open the same file once again. Then okay, see, run level 0 is nothing but halt, that means to say stop, a kind of shutdown. Run level 1 is single user mode, or now single user mode, that means to say now I can log in. If I set my run level to 1, that means to say I can log in only with one account, that is root account. I cannot log in with any other accounts. Okay, see, currently I logged in as Krishna is not the root user here. So now if I set this to 1 and if I restart my computer, and please remember this, any changes we do with this file will apply only when you restart your computer for next time. Okay, so directly it will not apply without restarting. So next time when I restart my computer, I cannot log in as Krishna if I set this to 1, because I can log in only with one user, single user mode, that is only root. Then 2 is nothing but multi-user without NFS. So you can log in as Krishna, but you will not get network file system option. Whereas if I set my run level to 3, you will get full multi-user mode. All the users can log in. You may have 1000 users, you have configured Apache, you have configured web service, FTP, NTP, all different kinds of service. You have print service, file service, then you might have hundreds of servers available, services configured here. Yes, everything will run, but without graphics. Okay, so you will not get graphics. If I set this to run level 3, you will get everything. You can log in as any other user, or even you can install Apache, you can uninstall Apache, you can configure any kinds of service, or of course you can do everything whatever you do everyday operations. But the only difference is you will not get this graphics. So you will not get this, you will get only one command line. So at the end of this video, what I will do is, just before I close the session, I will go to run level 3 and I will show you how it works. Okay, so run level 4 is unused because this is just a kind of reserve, because as you know that Linux can be used for customization process, right? So if you want to customize your own run level or something like that, then you can use run level 4. Then what is run level 5? Run level 5 is nothing but, see, you have, what is 3? 3 is everything but without graphics. 5 is nothing but everything with graphics. So 3 plus graphics. So basically there is no difference between run level 3 and 5. Both are absolutely same. The only difference is no graphics, you will get only commands here, you will get graphics here. That's it. So 6 is reboot. See, currently they are given do not set to this. So that means to say very rarely you use 6, or we may never use 6. Okay, so we are not going to use 6, and you are not going to use 0. Do not set initial to 0, do not set initial. So 0 is also out of the equation now, so 6 is also out of the equation. Then what left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, out of this 3, 4 is unused, so 4 is also out of the equation. So we have run level 5, 3, 2 and 1. 1 we use very rare cases, since it supports only root user, that means to say only in kind of troubleshooting, these kinds of stuff. Then run level 2 without NFS. So since server we use and NFS is the very important service which we use, so basically there are only three very two options left: run level 3 and run level 5. So either you can switch to run level 3 or run level 5. In production environments, as I seen in most of the production environment, they will always set it to run level 3. That means to say you can do everything with the server but without graphics. Make sure you should be very good with the commands, because you will not get applications, places, system, browser, that this all these options. So you will get only commands. Okay, so if I set this, like say for example, see, my current run level is 5. So this is what you can see here, right? So this is my current run level. Current run level is set it to 5. If I set it to 3, I don't know why it's changing here. Okay, if I set it to 3, then what happens? Next time when I log in, I can log in with the run level. It will ask me to log in with run level 3. Basically this is how it works. But this will apply only when you reboot your machine. Without rebooting the machine, if you want to apply directly that, if you want to go to run level 3, then what you can do is type init space run level 3. This will take you to run level 3. This will take you to run level 0. This will take you to run level 1. This will take you to run level 6. What is run level 3? You will get only commands, right? Let's see. See, now I am logging into run level 3. So I will get only this window, nothing else. Whatever I can do only with these commands. That's it. I will not get the graphics. So even if you want to browse also, you have to browse through commands and everything. Even if you want to shut down everything, see, there is no graphics. When you go to production environment and whenever you open the live servers, what happens is, basically this is how the servers will get open. Basically you will be having only one command line. So everything, you need to create a new user, you want to change the permission, you want to configure your firewall, you want to configure your network, you want to change your IP address, whatever you want to do, everything has to be done only by command lines. Okay, now again if I want to go to run level 5, what I can do is init 5. See, this will take me to run level 5. So this is how it works. Okay, thank you for enjoying the video. and please do not try to do any changes with these files, as these are very critical files. If you do even a very small change here with these files, this may end up in corrupting your machine. Thank you for viewing. Have a great day, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you also, you can request for any videos. Definitely I will create the videos and I will send it to you. Thanks a lot.